Gui Knight and Nine Flames Universe Country Master left without elaborating on the Supreme Council meeting of the human race. Luo Feng and Tru Yin Knight didn't ask any further questions, as the meeting would be held in the near future. A message from the world of glory? Said Luo Feng. Luo Feng's consciousness left the virtual universe and connected to the world of glory, where he received quite a few messages instantly. Some of them were from the heirs in the Hong Alliance, while some were from the system of the world of glory. Blade River Emperor, you're an exceptional heir of the Ancestral God School, said one message. You've proven your power with your records, and your records have attracted the attention of a beast god of the Ancestral God School. In the near future, Thunder Beast God of the Ancestral God School will arrive on Bauhinia Island in the flesh and bestow you a valuable in public. Luo Feng was dazed by the message. Thunder Beast God would bestow him a valuable? In public? What happened to Zhu Chong Emperor will finally happen to me, Luo Feng realized. He was thrilled. I remember that Bark Mirror Emperor wasn't conferred any true treasures, but Zhu Chong Emperor was bestowed 2 true treasures. One of the 8 beast gods will arrive on Bauhinia Island and give me the valuable personally. Luo Feng was both stunned and exhilarated by the news. Inside Luo Feng's palace on Bauhinia Island, knowing that the Ancestral God School was about to publicly bestow him a valuable, Luo Feng stayed on Bauhinia Island and waited patiently. Thunder Beast God is going to arrive here himself and bestow you a valuable? Tru Yin Knight stood up abruptly and opened his eyes wide. You're not kidding, are you? How could I kid about this, teacher? Luo Feng said. It'll happen soon. Tru Yin Knight stroked his hair and walked around the hall. He frowned and murmured, if one of the 8 beast gods actually arrives here himself and puts up such pageantry, he's at least going to give you a true treasure. But it doesn't feel right. Though the Ancestral God School is the greatest superpower in the universe, it won't just throw away a true treasure randomly like that. What do you mean by throw away, teacher? Luo Feng asked, smiling. Zhu Chong Emperor was bestowed with 2 true treasures. As for me, it's okay for me to get at least one, right? Tru Yin Knight shook his head. You're not the same as Zhu Chong Emperor. Not the same? Said Luo Feng. Luo Feng was dazed. He thought the power he manifested was at Zhu Chong Emperor's level. Besides, both of them were sub-members of the Ancestral God School. What was the difference? Zhu Chong Emperor is a special life form, said Tru Yin Knight. He doesn't belong to any other power, and hence, he belongs to the Ancestral God School completely. Whereas you are firstly a member of Hong Alliance, then a sub-member of the Ancestral God School. Bark Mirror Emperor, who is admitted by the Northern Territory Alliance, was never given any true treasures by the Ancestral God School. Luo Feng suddenly understood. The Ancestral God School is the greatest power in the universe. Tru Yin Knight went on. Though it doesn't fight for anything, it doesn't value the great beings of other powers as much as it does its own members. Bark Mirror Emperor is most loyal to the Northern Territory Alliance. You're most loyal to the Hong Alliance, the human race. Zhu Chong Emperor didn't join any other powers, so he is only loyal to Ancestral God School. Tru Yin Knight looked at Luo Feng. I've collected information on lots of exceptional heirs, and I found out that only those who are 100% loyal to the Ancestral God School can receive the best. If one belongs to another power, he won't be treated the same as those who show complete loyalty. Luo Feng nodded. It made perfect sense. If pressed to choose between the Ancestral God School and the human race, there's no doubt that you'll stand with the humans, Tru Yin Knight said. That's why the Ancestral God School won't grant you much, even if they want you to be part of them. However, they did invite Thunder Beast God to come personally. It would be insulting to him if he gave you a mere treasure. It's got to be a true treasure. Tru Yin Knight paused, then added, which baffles me. Luo Feng nodded. He would stand with the human race without a doubt. As for the Ancestral God School, he was indeed not faithful to it, even after knowing that they would bestow him a valuable. He stood in solidarity with the human race. For what it's worth, said Tru Yin Knight, looking at Luo Feng. Apparently, the Ancestral God School highly values you. In light of that, they're willing to give you a valuable even knowing that you're with the humans. I understand. Luo Feng nodded. Don't expect too much, Tru Yin Knight said. Although I think it'll be a true treasure, the Ancestral God School surely won't be too generous. I'll just have to wait for it, Luo Feng said. Luo Feng looked at Tru Yin Knight and thought that if the valuable given by the Ancestral God School was not useful to him, he would give it to teacher Tru Yin. Days passed, and Luo Feng continued waiting on Bauhinia Island. While he was waiting, Luo Feng familiarized himself with the valuables he got from Bark Mirror Emperor inside the World Ring. Haha! The Northern Territory Alliance paid a huge price to rope Bark Mirror Emperor. Luo Feng's original Earthling body was wearing golden armor and a bizarre shape. It was covered with weird beast engravings, which did not belong to any one of the beast gods. It was the true treasure armor. As soon as Luo Feng put it on, the information about the armor was sent to him instantly. The true treasure armor was named Golden King Armor, and it had 3 forms. The first form could weaken the power of a material attack to 1% of its original power. The second form could weaken the power of a material attack to 1/1000th of its original power. The third form could weaken the power of a material attack to 1/10,000th of its original power. If the armor couldn't withstand the attack, it wouldn't be able to effectively weaken the power of the attack, and if the attacking power was too strong, it wouldn't be able to weaken it at all. When the user was fighting a Universe Knight, even the third form of the armor could only weaken the attacking power by half. For Universe Masters, these ordinary true treasures were not useful at all. As for beings like Slushan Ke, they could destroy an ordinary true treasure easily. Those Universe Masters don't care much about ordinary true treasures, but they are earnestly desired by Universe Knights. Luo Feng studied the ancient armor he wore. I'm yet to have the power to rival Universe Masters, so this golden armor is invaluable. Luo Feng exclaimed with thrill. No wonder they all want true treasures! He finally understood why Pei Feng Knight had only been injured when his remote ocean body exploded in front of him. He had relied on the true treasure armor in its pinnacle form. I wonder which armor is better, mine or Pei Feng Knight's, Luo Feng thought. Bark Mirror Emperor was wearing this golden armor. Fortunately, I have the true treasure star map, and I combined the power of 520 stars, which multiplied their power. Star map and the golden armor neutralized each other, and that was how Bark Mirror Emperor died. Luo Feng looked in the distance and saw a gigantic beast. It was the Golden Horn Beast. I'll have the original Earthling body wear the golden armor, Luo Feng thought. And when I get the Force armor in the future, I'll have the Golden Horn Beast wear it. The golden armor was different from Force armor. The golden armor only had defending power, yet the Force armor could derive soldier armor, general armor, and king armor, which meant Force armor had enormous godly power. In Luo Feng's plan, his original Earthling body followed the spiritual Force leader path, so he only needed the golden armor. Golden Horn Beast did close quarters combat, and hence Force armor could be fully utilized on the Golden Horn Beast. Luo Feng had acquired quite a few valuables from Bark Mirror Emperor, and 2 of them suited Luo Feng the best. One was Golden King Armor, and the other was a set treasure called Swallowing Claws. This was comprised of 4 claw gloves that Bark Mirror Emperor had worn on his claws. Now, Golden Horn Beast wore the set treasure. When he utilized the set, the power of the 4 gloves would be transferred to 1, making its power surge. Bark Mirror Emperor had some other treasures, but they were useless to Luo Feng. The precious materials used to recover godly bodies were meaningless to Luo Feng, as he had the remote ocean. Luo Feng waited for the arrival of Thunder Beast God while familiarizing himself with the golden armor and the swallowing claws. 11 days after he received the email from the Ancestral God's School, a terrific power arrived in the sky over Bauhinia Island. The power was so strong that it was superior to that of the guarding Beast God on Bauhinia Island. The heirs flew out of their palaces. Thunder Beast God is arriving? True Yen Knight said, flying out immediately. Island Luo Feng's palace, Masha body sat with his legs crossed, and the original Earthling body was still familiarizing himself with the golden armor. When the power arrived, Masha body was thrilled. The original Earthling body flew out of the world ring. He finally came, said Luo Feng. He took a deep breath, stepped out of the door, and flew into the sky. In the sky over Bauhinia Island stood more than 100 million heirs. Luo Feng and True Yen Knight stood side by side with each other. Hong! Long, long, bolts of lightning filled the sky and covered 5-colored Aurora Lake. An enormous shadow was dimming in the lightning. This figure was the source of the power. Hung! A loud snort was heard. Power surged, and all the heirs in the sky dove down. Even Universe Knight heirs couldn't resist the force. Slowly, the enormous shadow flew down and showed its true face. He was covered with cyan hair, and each strand of hair looked like a whip of a thunder god. His 3 claws seemed to step on and suppress all of space, and his partially opened wing churned the lightning above him. His most striking features were his eyes. His eyes were like oceans. The eyes of thunder. Nobody dared exchange eye contact with him. Majestic, said Luo Feng. After only a glimpse, he felt that the terrific being in the sky was like a part of universe origin law. It's said that becoming a beast god means merging with the law, but the guarding beast god is not as powerful as this. Will becoming an actual beast god change one's foundation? None of the heirs could resist the power. But it wasn't because of the sheer power, it was the arrival of the universe origin law. I am Thunder Beast God. His sound was like thunder, resounding across the entire Bauhinia Island. One of the 8 beast gods' heir, Blade River Emperor. Intangible power enveloped Luo Feng, and he rose into the sky. The heirs on the ground looked at Blade River Emperor in shock. Now, they all understood that the arrival of Thunder Beast God was for the human, Blade River Emperor. So, this is the control over space and time, thought Luo Feng. He sensed that the intangible power enveloping him was neither space nor time, but a force that was superior to both. Blade River Emperor rose up gradually. At that moment, he was like the sun coming out, attracting attention from all the heirs. Thunder Beast God looked down with his eyes of thunder. His eyes glinted with friendliness, and the power enfolding Luo Feng vanished, dazing Luo Feng. Thunder Beast God opened his mouth and started to talk. Blade River, Thunder Beast God said. Luo Feng gave a salutation in the sky. Beast God, he said. Your power, your improvement, and your will all satisfy me, Thunder Beast God said. He looked down and concentrated on Luo Feng. I'll bestow you a valuable. Hua. Almost all the heirs down on the ground were thrilled and couldn't help talking among themselves. It's indeed a public bestowal. Thunder Beast God arrived here himself to bestow a valuable. It has to be a true treasure. Why else would Thunder Beast God be here? Blade River Emperor is so lucky that he's going to get a true treasure again. The heirs were all excited, and Thunder Beast God didn't stop their discussions. He was happy to see other heirs jealous. What's all the fuss about? Said one heir. If you could kill Bark Mirror Emperor as an undying fighter, the Ancestral God School would also think highly of you and bestow you with a valuable. Blade River Emperor is at the same level as Shu Chong Emperor, who was given a valuable in public before. I'll train myself. Perhaps someday I can have the same treatment. Luo Feng couldn't hear the discussions on the ground. Neither did he want to hear them. He was looking forward to the true treasure with exhilaration. Thank you, Beast God. Luo Feng saluted him. Keep up your hard work. Thunder Beast God's voice rumbled. Meanwhile, a gigantic ball of lightning showed up in front of him. The ball had a diameter of tens of thousands of miles, and it flew toward Luo Feng like a meteor. The lightning vanished as the light ball dove down. When it dropped to Luo Feng, the lightning completely disappeared, leaving only an ancient mirror with a diameter of hundreds of miles. The mirror was round and golden, emitting golden light from its surface. It stopped moving directly in front of Luo Feng. Luo Feng looked at the giant mirror in front of him, perplexed. A mirror? Luo Feng blinked. I believe it will be of good use to you, Thunder Beast God said, looking down. Each of his eyes was larger than the mirror. Take it. Yes, Luo Feng answered respectfully. He stored the ancient mirror in his world ring. As for studying the valuable, Luo Feng decided to do it after the Beast God departed. After all, Beast Gods were of high status in the Ancestral God School. Thunder Beast God smiled and said, Don't disappoint me, Blade River. Hong! Thunder Beast God disappeared, and so did the intangible power. Everything on Bauhinia Island was back to how it had been, and all the heirs on the ground were quickly engaged in heated discussions about what had just happened. Many heirs of other races rushed to try to talk to Luo Feng. Congratulations, Blade River Emperor. Congratulations on getting another true treasure, Blade River Emperor. Luo Feng smiled and went back to his palace immediately. He didn't want to talk to other great beings. This baffled them. What is that mirror like valuable? Asked one heir as Luo Feng left. I don't know, replied another. I've seen some mirror-type true treasures used to aid illusion attacks. Blade River Emperor is proficient in spiritual force weapons. Why would the Ancestral God School give him a valuable to aid illusion attacks? Don't make random assumptions. Perhaps only Blade River Emperor knows what it is used for. Hustle and bustle filled Bauhinia Island, and the news that Thunder Beast God had arrived on the island and personally bestowed Luo Feng with a valuable had quickly spread. At the same time, Northern Territory Alliance got the news. A white-haired, four-hoofed being walked into the area and said, Haha, the Ancestral God School has been using the same techniques since the beginning of the universe. They immediately started to draw Blade River Emperor to their side after seeing how excellent he is. Wu Pei Feng, did Bark Mirror Emperor come here before? Yes, teacher, Pei Feng Knight said as he followed him. Bark Mirror Emperor did come here before, and he stood on the square in front of my palace. When? The white-haired and four-hoofed being asked. 3 years ago, Pei Feng Knight answered. Okay. The white-haired and four-hoofed being walked slowly through the area and stopped on the square in front of a floating palace. Pei Feng Knight followed respectfully. Leave me first, as I'll turn back time, the white-haired and four-hoofed being said. Don't be in my range. Yes. Pei Feng Knight's eyes gleamed. Pei Feng Knight flew to a distant place like a beam of light and looked toward his teacher, full of expectations. Though he was a universe overlord, he had only witnessed universe masters performing the turning back time technique once before. Turning back time could injure universe masters, and if a universe master was severely injured, enemies could take advantage of the chance to kill him. This was why universe masters preferred to perform it in secret, unless they trusted the witnesses completely or the chance was small that it would backfire. Howl! 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 The white-haired and four-hoofed being growled and looked around calmly. Who? The time and the space around him started to go backward. It was like a movie being rewound at a rapid rate. Many heirs came here on the square, all the great beings were flying backward, even speaking backward. Time was quickly being turned backward. It all seemed like a strange illusion. So, time suddenly stopped, and so did the scenes before them. Bark Mirror Emperor was talking to Pei Feng Knight in the scene when time had paused. That's me, Pei Feng Knight said, looking at the paused scene from afar. It was Bark Mirror Emperor standing with him. Everything was illusory in the space and time affected by turning back time. Only the white-haired and four-hoofed being was real. Bark Mirror Emperor, said the white-haired and four-hoofed being, looking at Bark Mirror Emperor. Come, my child, the white-haired, four-hoofed being whispered, and an intangible power quickly put Bark Mirror Emperor under its protection. Go back. Hong. Everything started to be restored. It was like a coiled spring. At some point, it would spring back. The universe was able to recover itself, and after a universe master turned back time, the universe would reverse it. Every point in time was in the past for the universe and should not exist at present. The universe would bite back if someone tried to break this rule. Bark Mirror Emperor screamed. Ethereal power enveloped him continuously. The white-haired and four-hoofed being watched calmly. He was protecting Bark Mirror Emperor and transferring the backlash of the universe to himself. He was a universe master, and thus he was strong enough to resist such power. Bark Mirror Emperor uttered heart-rending cries, overcome with agony. The universe kept biting back. The power could easily kill Bark Mirror Emperor. Reversing time and resurrection were against universe law, which would be punished by the universe. However, universe masters volunteered to bear such punishment. After a short while, everything was back to normal, but Bark Mirror Emperor now stood on the square, looking around in confusion. What happened? Asked Bark Mirror Emperor. Teacher, Pei Feng Knight said, flying toward Bark Mirror Emperor. The white-haired and four-hoofed creature nodded and looked at Bark Mirror Emperor. It's done, he said. Bark Mirror Emperor, you've been resurrected. Do not forget that you have died once. I have died once. Bark Mirror Emperor was dazed. Suddenly, all the memories flooded his mind. It was him! It was him! Blade River Emperor! Bark Mirror Emperor's eyes glinted with bitterness and madness. He quickly noticed that something wrong. My true treasures, where are my true treasures? The white-haired and four-hoofed being looked down at Bark Mirror Emperor and said, Bark Mirror Emperor, my job was only to protect you when I reserved the time. I won't bring a true treasure back. It would cost more than obtaining 10 more new true treasures. I'll only resurrect you. Those true treasures and ordinary treasures you had are all gone. After he was done, he disappeared. Pei Feng Knight gave a salutation. Thank you, teacher. Bark Mirror Emperor saw the giant, white-haired, four-hoofed being leave. He couldn't help looking at Pei Feng Knight and saying, Pei Feng Knight, why is Jilan Master less powerful? Do you even need to ask? Pei Feng Knight said, looking at him coldly. You're an undying special life form with the power of a universe knight. Resurrecting you is like resurrecting a senior universe knight. My teacher reserved the time to save you, and he bore the entirety of the backlash from the universe. Fortunately, my teacher is a top-tier universe master, which is how he's able to withstand it. Such backlash power could easily kill a universe overlord, and my teacher needed to resist it all by himself. If even you can sense the change in Teacher's power, Teacher was severely injured and will need quite a few valuables to recover. Bark Mirror Emperor was dazed. Actually, he had not known that Universe Overlords could only be revived by Universe Supreme Masters. He only had the power of an ordinary Universe Knight, but he was undying. That meant reviving him was like reviving senior Universe Knights, and the universe bit back hard. Even Universe Masters were injured by it. Beings at Bark Mirror Emperor's level wouldn't easily notice it, yet he had this time, which meant Qilin Master's injuries were indeed serious. Pei Feng Knight looked at him and said, Northern Territory Alliance thinks highly of your potential, but reversing time to resurrect a great being costs a lot. The backlash power from the universe when resurrecting undying emperors is easily recoverable to Universe Masters, but resurrecting Universe Knights will take Universe Masters a long time to regain their health. You know the rule. This is a free revival. If you die next time, you'll bear all the costs for your resurrection, and it can't be afforded by ordinary Universe Knights. I understand, Bark Mirror Emperor said in a low voice, clenching his teeth. Remember, you've died once, Pei Feng Knight said. They were in Pei Feng Knight's palace, which was at the center of the Northern Territory Alliance, resembling the primal region of the human race. That was why Qilin Master had been able to resurrect Bark Mirror Emperor without concern. Blade River, Bark Mirror Emperor growled, grinding his teeth harder than ever. Just a tip, said Pei Feng Knight. His eyes glinted with disdain. Don't even think about revenge until you become a Universe Knight. Bark Mirror Emperor glanced at Pei Feng Knight fiercely. Blade River Emperor is as powerful as a senior Universe Knight, said Pei Feng Knight. Even I was injured by him. Do not seek out Blade River Emperor for the sake of vengeance. What? Bark Mirror Emperor opened his eyes wide in shock. Until you become a Universe Knight, you cannot even beat him, let alone kill him. Pei Feng Knight shook his head, took a step forward and returned to his palace. Bark Mirror Emperor stood on the square with his face twitching. Blade River, Blade River! Bark Mirror Emperor clenched his claws. His face twisted with rage. While Bark Mirror Emperor privately seethed, Bohemia Island was a tumult of activity. The heirs were still discussing the arrival of Thunder Beast God. The heirs were all speculating what valuable Blade River Emperor had gotten. Inside Luo Feng's palace, Masha Body sat with his legs crossed. His original earthling body was already back in the world ring, testing the new valuable. On the boundless plain was an ancient mirror with a diameter of hundreds of miles. Luo Feng stood in front of the mirror and pointed at it. Life imprint, seer. A trace of godly power flew toward it and merged with the mirror. The life imprint contained in the godly power was seared into the valuable. So. The mirror quickly shrank to the size of his palm. Meanwhile, information flooded Luo Feng's mind. It's called Golden Thread Aurora Mirror. Luo Feng looked at the mirror with a thrill. It's not a true treasure, but it's a top-tier treasure. Regardless, it's more precious than lots of ordinary treasures and would be the envy of any Universe Knight. Luo Feng immediately understood that the ancestral god's school had bestowed him with the most suitable valuable. There were different categories of valuables, including attacking weapons, spiritual force weapons, defense armors, escape valuables like wings, boots, and ribbons, sealing types, origin types, flying palace types, soul types, and domain types. Original true treasures were used to recover godly bodies. As for surviving, flying palace types and soul types were the most useful. Both of them could weaken material attacks or soul attacks by almost 100%. Sky Wolf Palace and Star Tower were both of the Flying Palace type. Another type of treasure that was the equal of Flying Palace type and Soul type was the Domain type. Thousand Treasures River and 5-Color Aurora Lake were both Domain type true treasures. Once they were utilized, they were able to control the area they touched. Within that particular area, the users could suppress enemies who were their equals, and they could bound the enemies who were superior to them, giving them the chance to flee. As for enemies who were weaker, true treasures like Thousand Treasure River and 5-Color Aurora Lake could easily kill them. Domain-type true treasures, although they were aids, were quite handy to say the least. A domain-type top-tier treasure, Luo Feng said. He looked at the palm-sized mirror. Ancestral God School is indeed generous. I'll be able to control my own fate when fighting supreme beings and decide whether to battle or to flee. Golden Thread Aurora Mirror! Luo Feng burst into laughter. He opened his mouth, and Golden Thread Aurora Mirror shrank to the size of the head of a pin and flew into his mouth. It then merged with Luo Feng's chest and left a golden imprint. Drive! Luo Feng injected his godly power into Golden Thread Aurora Mirror. Hong! Golden threads suddenly emitted from Luo Feng and enveloped the area of 60 million square miles around Luo Feng. Inside the area were countless golden auroras scurrying around like fish. Luo Feng was the center of the area. This is my domain! Luo Feng looked around. Suppress! The golden threads gathered. It might have been able to annihilate an undying emperor easily. Godly power, burn! He drove the law domain again. Hong! The golden light pervaded this domain, and the law domain merged with the domain of Golden Thread Aurora Mirror. Ha ha! The ancestral god school is so considerate, said Luo Feng. They know that I became undying after completing gold law comprehension, so they gave me a valuable of the gold category. Luo Feng found out that Golden Thread Aurora Mirror's power surged after gold law domain overlapped Golden Thread Aurora domain. So powerful, Luo Feng said. He suddenly felt like he could kill an ordinary universe knight when driving the golden threads with his godly power. With such a treasure, even if I meet with supreme beings, I can bind them first and run away. If I want to fight, I'll just let remote ocean body approach my enemies and self-destruct. My enemies will be trapped in Golden Thread Aurora domain, and they'll be so suppressed that they can't even run away. Luo Feng was overjoyed. This Golden Thread Aurora Mirror was rarer and more precious than ordinary true treasures. Besides to great beings, the compatibility of valuables was much more important than the quantity. Apparently, this Golden Thread Aurora Mirror could help Luo Feng's power move one step forward. It amazed Luo Feng to realize how thoughtful the Ancestral God School had been to give him this valuable. Ancestral God School, I am first and foremost of the human race, thought Luo Feng. But I'll be grateful to you for bestowing me with this valuable. After receiving the Golden Thread Aurora Mirror, Luo Feng studied it every day and tried to combine it with his other true treasures. He pondered the best way to fight. Pun! 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 The door of Luo Feng's palace on Bauhinia Island was fiercely knocked on. Blade River, open the door! Blade River! Someone was shouting outside eagerly. Luo Feng, dressed in black, waved his hand and opened the door, saying, Come in! Without Luo Feng's permission, even his friends wouldn't dare trespass in his palace within range of the 5-color Aurora Lake. Luo Feng saw Cha-Man Emperor, Lili Emperor, and Thousand Rain Emperor rushing in. What happened? What's got you so worried? Luo Feng smiled. I've never seen you guys like this in all the time we have known each other. It was Masha Body who greeted them, and he had different auras from the original Earthling body. After all, Masha Body only performed his talent technique, replicate, to replicate the aura of the original Earthling body, which was why Cha-Man Emperor, Lili Emperor, and Thousand Rain Emperor didn't notice it. Luo Feng, Cha-Man Emperor said. Something has happened. Something really bad. Lili Emperor added. Blade River, said Thousand Rain Emperor. You're in big trouble this time. Luo Feng frowned. What's the issue? Don't worry, just speak slowly. You didn't go to the world of glory, did you? Cha-Man Emperor said. That's why you don't know yet. Don't know what? Luo Feng frowned. I've been in my palace these past few days. He had devoted his time to joyfully studying his new Golden Thread Aurora domain. Besides, he was waiting for the Supreme Council meeting of the human race. Why would he go to the world of glory? If he did, he would just be surrounded and assailed with questions. Just tell me, what happened? Luo Feng pressed them. Lili Emperor and Cha-Man Emperor opened their mouths almost at the same time. You just... Luo Feng couldn't help but cut in. Lili Emperor, he said, tell me what happened. Lili Emperor nodded solemnly and said, Luo Feng, Bark Mirror Emperor, who was killed by you, has been revived. How do you guys know he was revived? He died once and didn't have an inheritance token anymore. Luo Feng smiled. But on second thought, he's an undying special life form, and the Northern Territory Alliance gave him a true treasure before. I already expected he would be resurrected. If you think this is the trouble I'm going to have... No. Lili Emperor shook his head. Thousand Rain Emperor and Cha-Man Emperor both looked grave. This is what happened. Lili Emperor continued. After being resurrected, Bark Mirror Emperor was asked by other heirs in the Northern Territory Alliance about how he got killed. He tried to defend himself, but what he said got you into big trouble. Luo Feng frowned. What did he say? They all looked at him. What did he say? Luo Feng repeated. Bark Mirror Emperor said. Lili Emperor's voice started to tremble. He said the reason why he was crushed by you was that his talent technique was not even able to affect you. His talent technique is Soul Attack, which is so powerful that it's able to intimidate many few universe knights. Even if it can't kill you, it should at least be able to affect you. Luo Feng frowned. The reasons behind that were his Tower Pearl and his mighty willpower. He also mentioned that he once hunted you in 9 remoteness space, and he used his talent technique Soul Attack at the beginning. Lily Emperor said, "You were only a sector lord back then, but you were still able to withstand it." The heirs who talked with Bark Mirror Emperor immediately inferred that you have a soul-type true treasure, and Bark Mirror Emperor admitted that. A soul-type true treasure, Thousand Rain Emperor couldn't help exclaiming. Material attacks can only annihilate part of the godly body, yet one trace of a soul attack can completely bend a great being's will. It's terrific. Soul-type true treasures, Flying Palace-type true treasures, and Domain-type true treasures are all ranked among the top-tier true treasures, but when it comes to survival, Soul-type true treasures are definitely the most precious. One Soul-type true treasure is more desirable than dozens of or even 100 ordinary true treasures. Even many universe overlords don't have soul-type true treasures. Luo Feng became anxious. It had been made public. In the past, he had escaped Bark Mirror Emperor's pursuit, but he had been afraid that Bark Mirror Emperor would make his secret of soul-type true treasures public. And now, his fears had been realized. And there's more, Lily Emperor said. More? Luo Feng said. Bark Mirror Emperor said that the spiritual force weapon you used to attack him was a true treasure, said Lily Emperor. No great beings doubted him, as they all watched the footage. Bark Mirror Emperor also said that you killed him and got his true treasure armor and top-tier set treasure. Besides, you've obtained a valuable in the land of valuables, and that was one of the top 108 valuables. Plus, you were just bestowed a valuable by Thunder Beast God. Lily Emperor gazed at Luo Feng. Luo Feng frowned. What did he mean by that? He also added that, Lily Emperor said, after being killed by you, a universe overlord in the Northern Territory Alliance tried to get the true treasure armor back, but you took the true treasure and ran away with the true treasure Flying Palace. Luo Feng opened his eyes wide. What? Pei Feng Knight rushed to the place where you killed Bark Mirror Emperor, and some supreme beings asked him what happened. Lily Emperor continued. Pei Feng Knight only said that he was stopped by Jiao Feng Knight and got injured, but he didn't reveal any further details. However, Pei Feng Knight and Jiao Feng Knight left through the portal at different times, and Pei Feng Knight should have had enough time to deal with you. The assumption that you have a Flying Palace true treasure is not verified, but it's suspected. All in all, you've had 3 true treasures, and you've got 2 true treasures from the Ancestral God School and 1 from Bark Mirror Emperor. Which means, continued Lily Emperor, you must have at least 6 true treasures. 1, presumably, is a soul-type true treasure, and another is likely to be a Flying Palace-type true treasure. Soul-type, Flying Palace-type, and Domain-type. All of them are earnestly craved by universe overlords. Each is as priceless as dozens or even 100 ordinary true treasures, yet you have 2 out of 3 of them. The news has spread through the airs and will soon spread across the universe. Can you imagine how many supreme beings will have their eyes on you? Perhaps universe masters don't care about them, but as for universe overlords, they might set a trap to kill you at any time. Luo Feng was ghastly pale after hearing it. Bark Mirror Emperor, he thought. You are vicious. He indeed had soul-type true treasures, but Bark Mirror Emperor had completely invented the story that he had Flying Palace-type true treasures. Ancient Boat Galaxy and Golden Thread Aurora Mirror were indeed of the Flying Palace type and Domain type, respectively, but they were top-tier treasures, not true treasures. Still, they were more precious and rarer than ordinary true treasures. This proved that Flying Palace-type true treasures really could make great beings go crazy. The news is, Blade River Emperor has 6 true treasures, and 2 of them are of Soul type and Flying Palace type. Chao Man Emperor said. Yet you're only at mid-tier Universe Knight level, if not senior Universe Knight level. Luo Feng, you're in big trouble this time. Shaman Emperor, Lily Emperor, and Thousand Rain Emperor left soon after. They gave Luo Feng some video footage before they left. It was the record of Bark Mirror Emperor's conversation with other great beings in Northern Territory Alliance. In the footage, Bark Mirror Emperor said, I have low law comprehension and weak techniques. I've always used my secret talent techniques to fight Universe Knights. He has a soul-type true treasure to withstand my talent technique. What could I do about that? I could only wait to be killed. Did you say that he had a flying palace? I was already killed, so I didn't know about it until I spoke with the Universe Overlord who went to rescue me. Luo Feng glared at Bark Mirror Emperor on the footage. Well played, Bark Mirror Emperor, well played! Luo Feng whispered and went to the open-air square in the world of glory. The moment Luo Feng stepped into the open-air square, he attracted the attention of all the heirs in the square, all of whom had been talking about him. After all, they could now confirm that Luo Feng had at least 6 true treasures, including a soul-type true treasure. They also speculated that he had a flying palace-type treasure, all of which made the heirs jealous. Even the Universe Knights were green with envy. After all, few Universe Knights had true treasures. Luo Feng could even feel the disparity between him and the great beings in the Han Alliance. Apparently, because of their jealousy and greed, their relationship with Luo Feng had changed. Just as I expected, Luo Feng thought. He took a brief tour and then left the world of glory. Everyone knows about this. All the heirs know, and the superpowers in the universe will probably find out in no time. Is this your revenge, Bark Mirror Emperor? In the secret region of the Northern Territory Alliance, on a floating star fragment, many palaces had been built. There were tens of thousands of servants inside. Ha! This is my revenge, said Bark Mirror Emperor. This is my revenge on Blade River! Bark Mirror Emperor stayed in his practice room, and his eyes glinted with madness. Indeed, I'm not able to kill you myself, human. It might take me an eternity to be able to do that. Unfortunately for you, you have too many valuables for your own good. I don't need to deal with you myself. Now there will be universe overlords who come for you. You're dead. Dead? Bark Mirror Emperor laughed out loud. After he was resurrected, the Northern Territory Alliance had bestowed him with several treasures to protect himself. However, he wouldn't be granted a true treasure anymore. Plus, when he had applied for a Beast God Inheritance token, he had been rejected. The senior within the Northern Territory Alliance had told him coldly, Bark Mirror Emperor, there's no need going there now, as you can't receive higher Beast God Inheritance. Just wait until you become a Universe Knight. After that, we'll give you a Beast God Inheritance token. Don't even think about that before becoming a Universe Knight. Bark Mirror Emperor left reluctantly, and the senior had added as he left, a moron who only demands but never contributes. Bark Mirror Emperor was infuriated after hearing that. However, the senior was overwhelmingly more powerful than him. Bark Mirror Emperor resented Luo Feng full-heartedly for his misfortunes. It's all because of you, Bark Mirror Emperor growled, clenching his teeth. If you didn't have a soul-type true treasure, I could have killed you in 9 remoteness space and gotten all your valuables. And I would still be the powerful special life form. Infuriated by everything that had happened to him, Bark Mirror Emperor had come up with a way to avenge himself. Given that it was almost impossible for him to kill Blade River Emperor, he would let the great beings of the universe go after Blade River Emperor instead. Inside Luo Feng's palace on Bauhinia Island, True Yin Knight went to Luo Feng immediately after hearing the news. Luo Feng! Luo Feng! True Yin Knight called, walking into the hall. Luo Feng sat in the hall, drinking tea, relaxed. You're in big trouble now. How are you still drinking tea? True Yin Knight asked anxiously. What trouble? Luo Feng said. He took a casual sip with a smile on his face. Just because I have too many true treasures? So you've heard the news? True Yin Knight was astounded and sat down calmly. I'll deal with anyone who comes for me, Luo Feng said, drinking his tea with a smile on his face. All the great beings of other races will only be my practice targets. He smirked. I'll kill all of them who come for me. What if you can't kill them? True Yin Knight asked. Then I'll flee. Luo Feng sipped his tea again and put down the teacup. But relax, there will be fewer and fewer great beings who are able to force me to flee. True Yin Knight could sense the unrelenting determination and confidence in Luo Feng's words. He could even sense that Luo Feng was already prepared for endless fights and slaughters. Beware, True Yin Knight said. Luo Feng replied. The path to becoming a supreme being is paved in enemies' blood and bones. Luo Feng frowned. He had just received an email in the virtual universe telling him to attend the Supreme Council meeting. True Yin Knight was startled. The meeting is today?